beings. Okay, this is Saturday night. I guess this will be a short channeling. Priscilla's here. Here just this. She's not on camera. She might make it over here. She's a little bit busy. So, all right. So the entities that are here that are manipulating reality, it's not always reptilians. They're not always that sophisticated. Of course, there are an archon energies here, but there's also like a lot of lost souls are stuck here, you can say. You don't necessarily have to give them a name or anything like that, but there's a lot of horror movies that go into details of what's they kind of like, if you want to know what entities are manipulating reality, just look at your latest horror movies that are coming out, or horror novels for that matter, or whatever. God, jeez, isn't that nice? But yeah, it's just parasitic beings that basically lost souls are gathered up here. You can say it came through technology, doesn't mean it's like it feeds off technology, doesn't mean it is technology, or because our technology that was brought into in the Industrial Revolution is kind of a mixed bag. Like a lot of it was given to us or through downloads, but obviously there's some manipulations and things like that. But the Prometheus is basically going back to Alien and the parasitic space parasites, basically. And why aren't we getting like the nice aliens? We get the space parasites instead. So that just gives you an idea of who's here, basically. Just looking at it from that point of view. So I mean, the entities here, of course, everyone taps into it differently, but the entities here just don't like humans, but they don't even like themselves. Like they have like a self-hatred for themselves, but they feed off of low frequencies because that gives them a reason to live. So, and society here has not quite figured it out yet, so you're going to stay under their influence until you figure it out. So it's not the easiest thing. Talking about the secret space programs, your head falls off, and talking about programs all day long, driving everybody insane. Just repetitive nonsense, basically. I mean, there might be something you gotta heal there, but the rest of the world doesn't really care. Of course, it's funny, those that even have like a podcast and brag about their government, how they've been taken by the government and all that. That's nothing to brag about. He's like, why do you even have a podcast to begin with? Shouldn't be, because who knows how many people you're programming without, with whoever is programming you. So I'm being very general there, but the entities here are, it's like definitely a dark. I don't think, they weren't always here. The ones that are here through our technology, it's like the Matrix, anything that's like a creature parasitic frequency. It's morphed into more of a, like I said, it's like a self-hatred energy that just doesn't want us to see progress at all. Like you see like creativity, either remaking everything to death, remade Quantum Leap and Magnum PI. It's like, it's this because like they're pulling the soul out of our planet, basically. And you kind of wonder, like, does this world even have a future at its rate? It's hard to say there. It's like, is it going to go to like a black hole eventually? Because it's surviving, but it's kind of time you have to remove the creature for the host to survive, though. So it's just it's not just one entity. There's several entities. I don't really get a name from them, but they're just harvesting on human frequency, basically. I don't think they were here before, though. They're here. This is something that's been here since Industrial Revolution, sometime after that. And just like lost soul energies are just gravitating towards our Earth, and just you can say they feel like they're smarter than us, but they're dying. Like I would say they are dying. They're soulless, but they have a soul, but they're soulless as like a theme for their existence. That's either way. It is like a archon energy, but it's a lot worse, I would say. I don't really have like a name or anything like that, but either way, you just have something to, you know, if you're up for tapping into how these things work, let's put it that way. Well, because our lives are, you know, it's gloom and doom. It's not a simple, relaxing energy. Things aren't going to be easy, but everything's on the go, and waiting for the cataclysm, waiting for the event or whatever it is, or the solar flare is going to whatever, you know, be another disappointment. So it's all these things that are, instead of just go live your life and not worry about it. Just it's like, where's that? Of course, they have the media. It's a succubus parasitic energy. It's like, what kind of time period is this? Like, instead, we think we're advancing technology wise, but as human evolution, we're kind of going backwards due to all of these influences here. So, just putting that out there, or tap into its energy, and or just a version of it, and just let it at least and the outside version of it, just to get a perspective of it. And the Phantom Zone also go into that energy to tap into that last time, just to the Phantom Zone. Of course, everyone has their own opinion, but it's like souls that are just like fruit monsters. That's like just parasite, another parasite energy. Some of them are spiritual teachers, without naming any names, and I guess they're bragging and giggling about how great they are behind the scenes. Go for more power to you on that one. Like I said, they're the ones trapped here. You might brag, but they're stuck here. We just come here. A lot of us come here just to visit, help, and then we're out of here. And they just grab on their followers and suck the life out of them, and their followers stay here to see it with them, and just be a nice parasitic home for them. So, and then they can tell them how great they are for the next 1,000 and trillion years, whatever it is. So, if you want to break free of that, sure. Most aren't going to do it because we're not seeing it. We're not seeing it, any of that. So, more power to you on that one. But the Phantom Zone energy is like a dimension of lost souls. Like, they influence her. I do feel like they do influence this place. Like I say, some spiritual teachers are from there. They at least the vibe. They grab one of their followers and kind of incarnate here through it, and they say, "Oh, look at me! I'm here! I'm so great and wonderful and whatever." And talk about the secret space programs that everyone's head blow. They tell everybody they know everything or whatever. Overly confident manipulator energies, and they get sucked back into the abyss when they're 10 years over. So we'll go into some of those energies also, and might as well, right? Well, if you want to know, always get a different perspective. Let's put it that way. You don't have to believe anything. Who cares? Society's so lost anyway. It doesn't really matter. Does anything matter, really? Not really. I was having some private sessions. Schedule shop here. Let's leave it at that. Trying to get back here. Okay, bye. Okay, all right, for souls here, co-pilots, keeping things going. Fritzy is, show up if she needs to. So, all right, going to Prometheus Energies, and some people might have these entities as partners, relationships, jeez, and so on. Yeah, they're just come here to just cause chaos, chaotic. I don't really have a name for them at this point, but they're different than Archon beings, or different reptilians. They're just kind of like a succubus, incubus type of just lost soul, arrogant entities that just infiltrate our reality. So anyway, I don't talk about it very often, but there's parasitic beings obviously within society in human form. Like I say, a lot of my parents and school teachers and so on. It's just great, isn't it? Politicians, Joe Biden, Nancy Pelosi. Definitely Nancy Pelosi. There's like 4 or 5 parasitic beings that keep that creature alive. So, all right. Okay, we're going to the entities that are influencing reality. We just do like an outside version of it. Just, yeah, not to tap into that, you know, this dark abyss, but to get some understanding of it and the phantom zone frequency. So, all right, blessings. Greetings. This is the Archangel frequencies. You can say this is an artificial intelligence energy that's here, but not at a full capacity. It's energies that do not just care for humanity or anything for that matter. Just not necessarily they're lost souls, but there's more to it than that. It's like you can say souls that have been rejected from other societies throughout your universe, and they gang up. It's like like a gang, a mafia that found your world to suffocate. And they have bitterness against themselves because they're always attacking each other. They're kind of like the reptilians, at least the negative reptilians, that don't trust each other. Like they devour each other. Like they'll sell each other out. They're similar to that reptilian frequency, but these are not reptilians. Now they take whatever they can get. They're basically, similar to like a succubus frequency, but on a planet. Like they suck the energy out of a planet, basically. As you see here, you probably feel some of that. Unfortunately, soul sucking energy here. Well, basically, it's like everyone's tired. People can't think clearly, can't connect to your spirit realms as clearly as you can. You might not see everything, and there's blockages there. The beings here, they don't want to be recognized, but they are, here to hold your world hostage, you can say. And it's a lot of times they are more powerful than your aliens, because when your aliens are somewhat aware of course, it's not easy to tap into that either. But because they block that connection also. Just for some of you that can see these things or feel it, you've already known about it. We're just basically bringing it up to you again, just for the sake of saying it, because it hasn't been mentioned throughout the past. Little by little, it's just another, just a remembrance of them. Well, because another reason why it's being brought up, because they are being, they don't like what's happening here. That's why many of you are here to, share your light. And it doesn't mean you're perfect, but just, you're not here to let their agendas continue. So they get irritated. Some of you actually ran into them in the astral realms. Like I say, they don't necessarily have to have a name. You might want to add a name if you want to. It doesn't really matter. Yeah, it's kind of like Archon Plus, you can say. It's like but it's more on what Archon beings do have a feeling and care, even if they don't always show it. But these beings do not. It's like, fractal entities that truly just neglected themselves, don't care about themselves, and just some of it's suicide energies. It's a combination of just basically the soul decay. It's kind of like junk DNA without any purpose. Just to pull you down. It's kind of like something you would feel out of a black star, a dying star energy. Of course, there's a recycle energy there, but here on this planet, it's just society was not, aware of it. Even the aliens weren't always aware of how it, if there's enough people here to have a lower frequency, they basically draw their energy in, and as an attachment. That's why you see some of your school shooting situations, things like that. A more darker government than you would ever imagine before. Yes, it's been bad, but it's gotten worse over time. It's almost like it's another entity. There's a lot of influences there, yes. A lot of public officials do channel these lower dimensional energies To, yes, cause destruction. Yeah, basically to consume the earth. Yeah, as you call it, like a World War III type energy, basically, to put worse. Yeah, they just don't. Yeah, they don't like being. Yeah, they don't like being noticed. They don't like being mentioned. They don't like being talked about. They want to keep themselves hidden. So, I guess they don't really necessarily have a name, but some of you might pick up on some kind of energy. Here to basically erase your history. Basically, it's kind of like to recycle your planet. Look at it that way. To take it out. And that's why one of you are here. It's why so many of you are here. You just don't know always what you're battling. It's very confusing. It's not your secret space program. It's more like your parasitic energy that sucks off of a secret space program. Even it just wants the people to be paranoid, separated from each other, and lost. It's doing well on all those fronts. And it goes a lot more deeper. And it can be a creature type energy. It can also look like a human. It can also look like a perfect human. It might be a soulless human, but it can still look like one. So to give you some understanding, the horror movies and all that's like a small fractal of what's here. The beings that are here really don't want to be seen. I mean, there's not really a record of them. They don't want, yeah, because it just, you might visualize it, what works for you, and that's fine. But they really don't want to be, they don't want to be noticed at all. So they just want to be like, feast off your planets and to watch it lose itself. And then they go to another place and do the same thing. They don't have, like I say, much of a purpose. In your world, basically how to clear it is to recognize, speak about it. Where yes, you might feel their energy attacks, but also they get weaker. It's a difficult one though, because probably most people can't pick up on it. So let's brings you. We are the consciousness of the phantom zone energy, like we are like a representative of it. Yes, the souls that are there feel like they are gods. They're kings of their own little reality. And they want to feel like they're always right. And just, yes, narcissism to its extreme. And some of you might actually get a humor out of it. I mean, it's almost like a terrifying humor out of it. It's yes, funny but not funny to see them because they're laughing at everybody else and they got them all figured out. And some of you are just looking at it's like, I don't know, to laugh about it or just feel just nauseated. It's like, wow, it's kind of like a narcissist in their own world. They have to feel like they're superior to others, and they do create false realities here, as you can hear with some of these alien versions of alien realities. But you can't always prove it. I mean, you can do it whatever you want with your own energy, but they're trying to create a false narrative to control society. It gives them something to do, it gives them a purpose. That's those to feed off of to give them life here. Of course, society here is not understanding that because they don't teach this in schools. But on a spiritual level, you say, get away from these people. But they're just trying to control your story, your reality. Talked about galactic federations of worlds, whatever it might be. And there's a lot of false narratives there. Basically, you just erase all that and just do your own thing. Just zero it all out. Who cares? And just let your intuition speak of what you are connected to. Man, you're just connected to the galactic realms. You don't need any aliens that you might say hi to them every now and then, but you don't necessarily need them as an influence. Same thing with the Garthian realms, the dragon realms. You connect to dragons. The dragons, see the aliens, but they're not a big deal. Or so you do connect to the aliens like Arcturian, Syrian, Palladian, and those are your family members. So yes, you're going to connect to them. That's quite all right. But you're doing it on your own. Others are, yes, creating these narratives. Oh, well, I'm the only one with all this information. So yada yada. Like I said, they're giving themselves a purpose while they're here. And yes, they've lied to themselves. Well, they believe they're doing the right thing, even if they're kind of lost themselves. And they have owners here. They have beings that are controlling them. So they control the masses just like any other religion. So it's up to you to free yourself. Yes, create whatever your reality wants you, but you don't have to go by anyone else's. And just you find most likely some more peace of mind. If there's some darkness there you have to heal, it's most likely, soul neglect, might feel regret from the past. Healing the ego is not the easiest. Some that have a lot of darkness here, yeah, it's like regret from previous lifetimes. Either you went through traumas in previous lifetimes, or you just incarnated in a world that doesn't want you here. There's that also. Because you're not part of the story that they're trying to sell, the beings that are here that want to keep. Yeah, it's like you have a bunch of traveling salesmen rewriting history and rewriting your reality. They're going to constantly do that. Once you're going to give themselves purpose. Well, it's just like any other business. If they can get a lot of followers, that's a huge deal for them. Doesn't mean the product has anything to it. I mean, they might put some kind of energy to it, but it's like you're like their sugar drinks, your Coca-Cola and all that. They're doing the same thing. And society just has not figured it out. So, yeah, it has not learned from its mistakes in the past. Yeah, religion can be altered, healed, where you can still have it, but you're not under its belief system, but you're still having it. You bring the community through it. Community is good, but you don't have to have all those false belief systems. You don't need to be in a church that's possessed by demonic realms either. You can be in somewhere that's a lot more positive. some of these cathedrals, yes, are connected to literally connected to the cosmos, connected to space. And you wonder why these dark entities have found this for. Yeah, because they gravitate to those energies. Those that are vulnerable here, they suck right onto them. And that's why the world is the way it is. Society has to, it has to upgrade. It has to really get into its spiritual self, which is very hard because most people don't believe it. And you have so many different belief systems here. It's a hard one to really remove. It's like trying to get rid of ganglands or the mafia. It's hard to get rid of those. It has to run its course. Once it's welcomed in, it's like a vampire welcome in. It's hard to get rid of it. So it's the same thing. So it's what the processes of a lot of people have to go through. But the entities that are here, yes, you can bypass a lot of it. Bring in your own reality as long as you're not being pulled in by someone else's reality. That's why it's good to clear out the realities of other people have programmed into your daily life and just connect to what's best for you. And yes, and you can get, like a channeled guidance, but it's be good that you don't have any influences there to misguide you, because if you're already being misguided and trying to get guidance, you can, it's still hard. But at least you're trying to find some guidance somewhere. And it's hard here, as you can see. Well, it's on a spiritual level. Because your world is eventually going to move to the fourth dimension, fifth dimensions, eventually. But you kind of have to. And yes, ascension talk is a lot of manipulation, of course. Well, the soul progress is going to continue, of course. The earth can change, but you have to get rid of, yes, the infiltrators here first. And yes, your earth can go to a higher realm. Eventually, yes, worlds do close out eventually. They run their course. But basically, what you're bringing is more, the idea is to bring in more of a softer, kinder reality where you can all just, it's going to be conflicts here, but still a little bit more peace than it is now. Because you might not always have wars going on, but society is not exactly peaceful, as many of you know. There's still a lot of mistrust there. And the idea is to bring trust back into your world.